hospitalization for random anaphylaxis and severe allergic reactions, but I have some great news. First, I'm going to enjoy my breakfast because I'm actually hungry. Thank you, steroids. Looks good. And then I will share my awesome news with y'all. So my super good news today is that I might be discharged. The steroids and medications have gotten to my system, and I can really tell because I'm starting to get the horrible side effects, but my reactions have become a lot less severe. Last night was one of the first nights I didn't get anaphylaxis. I did have a really minor allergic reaction around 5 a.m. My oxygen stats didn't even drop that low. They just went down to 93, and it was fixed super quickly with one dose of IV Benadryl, which is awesome. But the thing is, I don't have access to IV Benadryl at home, and it could be potentially the only thing stopping these reactions from turning into anaphylaxis. So later today, the allergist will get in contact with me, and we'll see what's going to happen, which is great. I'm currently hooked up to my infusion for my POTS right here into my port, and that's going to help me feel better too. And I'm about to get all cleaned up for the day, so I'm going to feel refreshed. I've gotten ready for the day, still hooked up to my infusion, feeling kind of refreshed, but it's only just past noon and I've been bombarded with a ton of information, lots of good and bad news, so let me give you all the rundown. Good news. The general practitioner attending doctor came in and told me that I am being discharged today, which is awesome. Bad news, I've had 2 reactions, minor, and both required a single dose of IV Benadryl. Now, this is a little nerve-wracking, and I spoke to the attending doctor about this. We don't know what's going to happen with these reactions when I don't receive IV Benadryl. I do not have IV Benadryl at home. As of right now, it's not an option for me because it's potent, and I'd have to leave my port access 24/7 to have access to giving myself IV Benadryl, and we don't do that because it increases infection risk. I know there's some controversy to that, but that's just what me and my doctors do. Access and de-access with each infusion, which is 3 times a week. So anyway, I don't have IV Benadryl at home. We don't know what's going to happen with these minor reactions without IV Benadryl. Is oral Benadryl going to work fast enough? Or is it going to escalate into anaphylaxis? And I asked the doctor what happens if it turns into anaphylaxis, and he says I'm just going to end up back here at the hospital. So that's the bad news. Other bad news, Judd got word at the academy today that he cannot take off any more time, or he's going to have to repeat the law enforcement academy. So that is stressful. He was going to leave early to take me to my immunologist today to see her, but he can't take off any more time. So now we have a very late afternoon appointment on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. So I will have to wait a few days to see her. More bad news, Judd has drill this weekend with the National Guards, his military army thing, so he's going to be leaving tonight. I'm going to Stanford for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for training, and then he'll be back. So that is stressful, but his mom is coming to stay with me, whether it's here at the hospital or at home, hopefully home because I'm being discharged and I'll stay there, to help look after me, and that's really sweet of her. So and also, kind of good and bad news, the marketplace has completed their review and urgent escalation to reinstate my plan. Now I'm just waiting on my insurance company, Florida Blue, to get the paperwork to reinstate my plan for 1/1 because it was wrongfully canceled at the beginning of the year. So that is all that's happening. The last thing I'm waiting on is to talk to the hospital's allergist here to see if he has any insight about me going home. And really just the biggest thing is the gamble with the no IV Benadryl access at home. What's going to happen with these reactions? So that's what's happening today, and I will keep y'all updated. Oh, I also got moved to a new room last night. I'm still in the progressive care unit, which is one step down from the intensive care unit. And now I'm next to the bathroom. I've got only 1 roommate instead of 2, because they're trying to make it so there's only 2 to a room instead of 3. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I haven't had to use epi since not last night, but the night before, which is great. It's just these minor reactions that require IV Benadryl. So fingers crossed I stay away from anaphylaxis and epi, even when I'm home. So just keeping my faith. And yeah, there's a lot of stress going on, especially also with my schooling. I missed a day of school, and I'm not behind, and my grades aren't poor yet, but there's just so much going on medically. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue with my 2 in-person classes and 2 online classes this semester, so there's really just so much going on. Just gonna, handle it as best as I can and with all the support I have. So I've literally been sleeping for about 3 hours. Nurses just woke me up to give me some medication and switch over my infusion from my lactated ringers to my saline. Lactated ringers are just saline with electrolytes, and that's for my autonomic dysfunction, my postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So the doctors are okay with me, my attending doctor is okay with me being discharged today, even though I can't see my immunologist until Tuesday. And again, he said if I have to end up using my epi, then just come back to the hospital. Waiting for the hospital's allergist to give me a call. I just have some questions about some medications he prescribed. And starting to get those terrible side effects from the steroids, which is a good and bad thing. Bad because I'm getting even more difficulty with temperature regulation, which is also part of my autonomic dysfunction, but the steroids make it worse for me. I'm getting some swelling and just muscular and joint pain from that, and some GI symptoms. That makes it worse. The prednisone's hard on my gastroparesis, so that's a negative, but the positive, since I'm having these side effects, means it's in my system and it's helping make these reactions less severe, which I am noticing. But like I said, I'm still having reactions, which we're stopping here with IV Benadryl. Don't know what's going to happen when I go home because I don't have IV Benadryl, so that's that. It's about 3 p.m. now. Just relaxing and waiting for Judd to get here around 4:30, and then I'll get to go home. Last time when I was discharged, I was super excited to go home, and this time, I'm really relieved that I get to go, but now that I know this anaphylaxis is something that's not a one-time thing, and is probably going to occur again, I'm not as thrilled, just stressed, and hopefully, really hoping that this new medication and whatnot can keep a handle on it, so just praying and trying to keep my spirits up. Really just feeling drained. I think seeing Judd will lift my spirits, and getting home will be happy too, so that'll be good. Well, the nurses have started my discharge papers. Judd is out of the academy and on his way to get me, and I'm going home. Like I said earlier, I'm so happy and relieved to be going home, but there's still a lot of stress and uncertainty surrounding all of that, so it is a stressful time for me, but hanging in there. Judd isn't bringing Harlow to the hospital just because we have so much stuff from the 8 days we've been here to take home, and we're honestly we're not staying here very long. He's just coming and taking me and discharging and going home. So Harlow's staying home, and I get to see her when I go home, which I'm excited about. We're also going to pick up some liquid Benadryl from CVS because the doctors and even some of my followers have suggested that liquid Benadryl gets absorbed faster in the body than the pills, so hopefully that'll help with these reactions I'm still having, and it won't escalate to anaphylaxis, because if that happens, I'm right back in the hospital, and I do not want to have to deal with that. So fingers crossed, everything will go well. Judd is here. We're both feeling equally stressed about me going home, but relieved at the same time. It's an odd feeling. We are prepared with our H1, H2 blockers, steroids, nebulizer treatments, and he has picked up my liquid Benadryl, so hopefully all that will keep me out of the hospital, and of course we got EpiPens if needed. Alright, so we are getting out of here pretty soon. I was supposed to be, like, on my second day here. When they tried to discharge me prematurely, they were going to send me home with home health, but now I'm just on home routine. My attending doctors switched, so the first one wanted home health, now this one doesn't. So I guess I'm not getting home health, which is fine because I know how to do all my own care and neb treatments and all that, so yep, just waiting to get out of here, and Judd beat me for the first time at Trouble, so good for him.
It's a good day.
Yeah, now he won't play me anymore because he doesn't want to ruin it.
Savoring the moment.
Oh, we are out of the hospital.
For now.
For now. Gotta admit, pretty nervous and not feeling totally great from the side effects of the steroids, and just this past 8 days, like this past month, has wreaked havoc on my body, but I'm hanging in there, and I'm excited to get home and be in my own space with my little helper dog Harlow, so that'll be nice.
Helper dog hippo.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I'm just waiting in the car while Judd picks up a few groceries at our neighborhood Publix, so his mom and I have some things to eat over the weekend. And I know I've said it a million times, but I'm just like stressed and drained and nervous. But this is my new reality now, and I have to handle it as best as I can. I am so thankful for all the support I have. I mean, Judd has just been incredible. He's dealing with so much between the law enforcement academy, like handling that, and the National Guard, and all the household responsibilities, myself. It's Harlow, it's just, I don't know what I'd do without him. And now his mom is coming to stay with me while he goes to drill this weekend, which no, he can't get out of it because we're not married. That's how the Army works. And my dad would come if he could, but like I said, he had a stroke a few months ago, as I mentioned in a few previous vlogs, so he still needs someone looking after him. But he's coming this weekend to see me, which is going to be really nice. I'm so grateful for all of the support and the people pulling around me to help me through this, and Judd, because we need it. And I love the support from y'all, and like suggestions and answering my questions about like the Vogue mask and things like that. So there are some other things that we're looking into. I see my doctor on Tuesday. I have to see my POTS doctor, and I'm going to look into also becoming a patient of the hospital's allergist because I really valued his opinions and insights. And I'm going to be looking into like the Vogue mask, Xolair, cromulin nebulizer. Just a lot going on, but I'm really excited to get home, take an actual shower, de-access myself, have a needle not in my chest, and just praying. I feel totally out of control and like my life is spinning and I'm drowning right now, but the one who is in control, he loves me deeply, and that is enough to get me through this. So I want to thank everyone again for all the support. I will keep y'all updated as best as I can, and thank you so much for joining us on our crazy, wild adventure that is our life. Thank you so much.